This episode of the Boss Rush Podcast is brought to you by, well, you. If you want to learn how to support the Boss Rush family of podcasts, head to bossrush.net or our Patreon at patreon.com/bossrushmedia. Thanks for helping us build something better. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Boss Rush Podcast, a great place to play games and be better. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Derrigan. Alongside me, as always, is the PC Muscle Race himself, LeRon Dawkins.
Yo, what's poppin'?
Hi, LeRon.
Hey, Corey.
LeRon, next week is episode 200 of this podcast.
I know. Are we ready for this?
No. Are we ever ready?
It's episode 200, but have I even done 100 episodes of this show? I don't think so.
Well, the current iteration of the show is 100 episodes. But you were on quite a few before that. Probably around like episode 60-ish.
Okay.
Somewhere.
I really can't remember. It's been a hell of a ride.
Yeah, I just I'm trying to think now because we didn't really know what we wanted to do with the show, right? And then we kind of took a few months off, and then we soft rebooted it, I guess.
Yeah. So,
also joining us for like 20 episodes now is PK Power Pat Klein.
Oh man, I'm so glad I was able to contribute to the 200 episodes. Like it feels like it's been such a short time, but here we are, 200 episodes later.
Yeah. Wow.
I know.
Quite a ride.
Yep.
We do have a special guest next week, though.
What?
200 fan favorite guest, we'll say.
Oh
yeah, that's all the listeners get for right now. That's all they get.
Yep, fan favorite, everybody.
Charles Martinet.
So tune in next week. Be there or be square.
He's actually going to be a Boss Rush ambassador now and not a Mario ambassador.
I figured so.
Mostly because I clarified.
That's honestly a better job for him anyway.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Save his voice.
Yeah. No money involved, but,
No.
Oh, man. How's everyone's week going? Everybody doing okay?
It's a week. It's only 2 days of work, because of Labor Day, but it feels like it's been 4 days of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a weird week, man. I have to tell you. It's been a weird week, especially like the 4-day week, and then, man, it's just been one of those weeks, But we're here.
It's been a week as far as like games are concerned. Like I'm not sure if you guys are keeping tabs on me, but shit, like all of a sudden I went from I'm not playing any games to I'm playing every goddamn thing.
Yeah,
it's a great feeling.
Yeah,
no, it's not a great feeling. This is how I don't beat games because I've got gaming ADD.
LeRon, I do think that we are playing a similar game. We might all be playing this game, but I think we might have differing opinions.
What?
Oh no!
Wow!
I can't wait for somebody to call me a Sony pony, but that's fine. Yeah, man, what a weird week. I was gonna tell a story at the top of the show, but I forget what it is. So now I'm not. It must not have been that important. So who knows?
I'm watching my kitty go crazy on a toy right now.
Like, yeah,
she's attacking it.
Sounds
awesome.
Sounds awfully sexual, Pat.
No, she's literally ripping it to shreds.
Oh, still. Depending on your take, still sounds awfully sexual.
God damn, that sounds painful.
Oh, still. Not making it any better, Pat. Oh man! All right, get us out of here. Let's talk about what we've been playing. LeRon, I'm starting with you.
All right.
But you always start with LeRon.
No, that was a lie.
I
I'm
started
just
with you
kidding.
last
The
week.
past
I'm just
couple of
kidding.
weeks, we've been starting with you, Pat.
I'm
You.
joking. I know.
Okay, so I've added another new game to my list, but then again, anyone that's been paying attention to either the previous episode of the Boss Rush podcast or the Boss Rush Extras, where we've done the Metacritic review, you guys knew that as soon as this game became available, well, I wasn't playing on early access, but as soon as this game became available, because I'm one of those plebes that only play on Game Pass, Starfield like hit my hard drive, and I've been playing.
Yeah.
So technically, I've only been playing since yesterday.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah.
I've been playing it since Thursday.
Yeah,
So-
look at you spending all that extra money.
I know.
How many extra hours did you get in?
I've played for about 15, 12 or 15.
Well,
That's not
good.
bad.
Somewhere
That's
in there.
not bad
At
at
least
all.
getting some money worth.
That's decent pacing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I actually played a lot of games this weekend, but we're on the run. So, but I do want to talk about Starfield because it's
Well, good.
this game is interesting.
That's exactly the best way to say it. It's fascinating for me right now. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and say this. This is the first Bethesda game I played and tried to take seriously since Fallout 3 Game of the Year edition.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I'm not an Elder Scrolls person. The newer iterations of Fallout didn't really do it for me. So like, yep, there was that. And then some of the other like in between stuff that they had, I think Bethesda has a great pedigree, but they got themselves into trouble with like how their releases came out all ham fisted over the years. Like there's so many games that just are when we think about them in Bethesda's history, it's like, man, what a botched launch. I can say this though, I don't feel like Starfield's a botched launch whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
I think they did a wonderful job with this game. Like it's good. I'm not too far into the game. Like I just raided the first pirate like thing, so that's basically the first planet you get to. Basically,
like Mars or like
no. That one, the first planet you land on, the one that we saw way back when
like when you come out of like waking up and creating your character type thing.
Yeah. Like I said, I haven't played a lot of it, but yeah, like I definitely wanted to get through the opening portion of the game and stuff, and start the space travel stuff, which the space travel is interesting. It's an experience. Like it's not there's nothing bad about it. There's nothing particularly good about it just yet. At least not as far as where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
I did waste a lot of time in the character creation, and I'm starting to realize now as I get older and I play more games, I am really starting to like waste a whole bunch of time creating my character when I used to just default player, let's go.
Yeah, I didn't spend much time on my character creator. I mean much time. I probably spent like 40 minutes, I guess.
That's about as much time as I spent on it, and you know what? That's a lot for me.
Yeah.
I spent like 10 minutes, and for some reason it turned out like Corey.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yep.
You think about me.
I was trying to make me, and somehow it turned into you.
Oh.
Like, he's big, he's tall, he's bearded, he's balding.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was not trying to make my character. I was not trying to make my character look like me. The only thing my character has on me is the skin tone. Which I will say they did a good job on people of color skin tones in this game. They did a really good job on that. Not a lot of games do that well, because normally I wind up most of my characters when I do create them. If I don't pick the default white guy, like I usually like look like a very ambiguous Hispanic person. When I'm trying to like do, like put color on my person's skin.
Japanese
but yeah,
black?
this one. Huh?
The Japanese version of black?
Yeah, exactly.
Caramel mocha?
It's like we need somebody to play, it's like who's like the designate, who's the actor who said like my skin is like in just like you said, like an ambiguous shade of brown, so I can play multiple races in movies because
I know Halle Berry was like that.
Well, she can do whatever she wants.
Yeah, but Yeah, but like that's one of the more tiresome things about a lot of games nowadays. Like when you're trying to make like an actual black person, like it's either a shade of beige or it's a shade of like burnt orange, or it's like it's like that black on when you can't adjust your color spectrum on your television quite right, so you don't get that real like colored black. So yeah, it's like that, and it's like come on, like this makes people look ugly, and especially like the body models and stuff, like the facial structure, like their eyes look all weird when they have that skin color, so they look like aliens at that point and stuff like that.
Mm,
Yeah, but I will say like my created character looks like a human being black person.
mm, mm. Yeah.
That's
Um,
good.
yeah, yeah. You know what bothers me though? Like in first person mode, when you look down, you can't see your feet.
Well, it's because they had to make the planets, LeRon.
Mm. You know what? I
That's
have to try
that's
that
kind of that's
now.
kind of weird to me.
I've
That's
been.
kind of weird to me. Like like I was because I was looking around. So now I play in third person mode. But
Mhm,
I was looking around and I was like I can't see my feet. And I'm looking straight down, like 90 degrees straight down. And I'm like,
mhm.
where? I'm like I should at least see like at least the tips of my boots or something. Like I can't see nothing. It's like so I'm almost wondering like does my guy have any junk?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, I, I haven't gotten enough of the story yet to make a judgment call on the storyline, but it seems pretty cool. Like what's going on, even though I don't know. Like I was getting kind of a Mass Effect vibe off of what happened at the beginning of the game with your character.
Yeah. Man, this game really makes me want to play Mass Effect again, to be honest with
Yeah,
you. So LeRon, I'm going to ask you a question,
yeah.
and I don't know if it's just me or if something like happened and it's just like some sort of glitch in my save.
All right, talk to me.
But when you're on a planet
Mm-hmm.
and you have multiple quests, do all of your quest markers pop up or just your current quest?
It should just really be your current
It
quest.
should be your current quest.
You'll see land markers. Like
Because
this is your
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
this is your
I get. Yeah,
cave, and this is yeah.
I see land markers a lot. Yeah.
because when I'm like walking around on New Atlantis, like I picked up a lot of side quests and there are blue markers everywhere. Like probably like maybe 15 markers.
You're playing on Series X?
Yeah.
They should be markers, but they shouldn't be blue. They should be white.
No, they're blue. They're all blue.
Huh.
Like, do I have to like I I don't know if I'm missing something. And then I was like maybe it's a menu thing. So I went through the menu and I saw a thing where it said turn quest markers off and I was like maybe that's it. And I turned them off and then all of them turned off. So like I just really don't know what I did.
It might be a glitch. Like
It sounds like a
I'm playing on
glitch.
the PC side now, and like yeah, I see a lot of different markers, but not so much like the objective markers. I see like the one objective that's the main, and then I see everything else.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just it's it's really bothering me. I mean, I might have to start over, I guess, or whatever. But
I don't know about starting over.
Yeah.
Depending on how far into the game you are, I don't know about starting over.
I mean,
I feel like that's too much
I
work.
really don't want to. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I mean, I I'm liking it so far. Like just the opening of the game that was a little vague, and I'm like I understand. Actually it's a Bethesda game, so I'm not actually surprised there. About the vagueness of like what's going on when you first start the game. But but the one thing I will say is like without any spoilers, basically the first people you meet in the game, like when you start the game and stuff, I thought they were going to be your crew,
hmm,
and then you just leave them behind.
yeah, I'm trying. I mean, I thought this robot guy was gonna follow me around, and he just stays at the base, and I had to like ask him to come with me, but then he doesn't come with me. He just stands outside the base.
Okay, see, I
You
haven't
need
gotten
to
to that.
get
I
him.
haven't
You
gotten to
need
that.
to ask him to be part of your team. Like
I did.
you're only allowed one follower to follow you.
Oh,
So if you have someone else following you, then he's not going to follow you.
I haven't had that. I haven't had that problem yet. As a matter of fact, right now it seems like he's way too close up on me right now.
He does like getting close.
No, I mean, seriously, like I'm doing all this scanning and surveying, and like the motherfucker like walks right up into my field of view, and it throws my scanner off because like then like the camera like focuses on it, and it's like, come on, man. I'm at least you are shooting at things, when like you're getting attacked and stuff. But dude, you see me trying to scan this thing? Get the fuck up out the way.
Or when you're trying to mine something and they walk right into the laser and they start yelling in pain because you're shooting them.
Yeah,
that's happened a few times.
Oh man, I've just been like, so I found like this rogue ship, and like I couldn't. It's asked me if I wanted to dock, and I would like try to dock, and then I would just crash into it because it didn't like let me press X or whatever to dock.
Yeah,
and then, like,
hail the ships first.
No, here's what happened though. Like as soon as I like reloaded my save, I was able to dock. So it was just some sort of issue, I guess. I don't know. But this was a derelict ship.
I've not had many glitches. Yeah. This is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's just like the early access stuff or whatever. I mean, maybe it is because Pat, I see you played it. I just
I played it.
Yeah, I don't understand like what's going on. I wish the blue quest markers would go away. That's the biggest nuisance. I can handle like the quote unquote Bethesda bugs, right? Like I don't care. I mean, I kind of expected it, to be honest, because it's Bethesda. But man, it's just there. I just feel like I'm experiencing a little bit more. But I think, LeRon, I know you're liking it a lot. I don't know if I like it. I just keep playing it to see if it gets better. Because I hear like once you land on this planet called Neon, or enter a city called
Neon is awesome.
Yeah, that's where it like really gets good. But I don't know what my main quest is versus my.
I can't say I'm liking it just yet. Like it's intriguing.
Well, you're early though.
Yeah, it's intriguing, But I am getting like into the doldrums of like this game it needs to be paced a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a trap I get into with a lot of RPGs I play. Like, like the game, like it doesn't move at the right pace. Like I want to say the last recent RPG I played that seems like that has like really good pacing is Final Fantasy VII Remake. Yeah, Sea of Stars is also good. Sea of Stars, which is another game I'm also playing currently, is also paced pretty well. But Starfield, yeah, like I'm just ready for it to kind of pick up the pace, and I'm hoping I have enough patience for it to get to the point where it picks up the pace before like I'm like, you know what, let me just go back to Armored Core 6 and Sea of Stars and Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, because like I'm playing 4 different games actively, 4 different new games actively right now on top of the other 2 games that I've already played. And well, I played and beat Dead Space, but I'm doing my second run of that, of course, and I'm trying to beat Spider-Man and then play Miles Morales. So in October, when Spider-Man 2 comes out, I'm ready.
Are you playing that on the ROG Ally, or are you playing that on your PlayStation? Spider-Man.
What Spider-Man? The current Spider-Man's on the ROG Ally. Yeah. Spider-Man 2, unfortunately, will be on PlayStation because it's gonna be at least 6 months to a year before they decide to put that on.
Yeah,
on PC.
I'm trying to like put a money back for a ROG Ally, but I don't know, with the house thing and vacation, I don't know if that's going to be. I would like to get one before go on vacation in February, but
dude, go to Best Buy and see what they have in open box. Because I was at my Best Buy yesterday, and the ROG Ally is $700, but they had an open box one in there for $587.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what's wrong with that one for $587. Even though I discovered that my ROG Ally is one of the ones that suffered from the problem with the SD card reader.
Yeah.
I bought a 1 terabyte SD card to move all my ROMs for my emulators onto it.
Yeah.
And it will not read the SD card. And I've tried multiple different SD cards.
Yeah. I think it just gets. They were supposed to fit, like, supposedly it was just like a firmware thing.
I don't know if it's a firmware thing. If it is a firmware thing, though, that would be nice, though, because I'm really thinking it's hardware, because they will not recognize the SD card at all.
Yeah.
And I'm an IT guy, so like I've done everything. Like I've looked at compatible drivers, I've looked at old drivers for it and everything. Like nothing's working right now for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just man.
But you know what? That right there is not something that's a deal breaker for me. You know, for spending $700 on it, you know, that's not a deal breaker for me because guess what? I bought a 2 terabyte like SSD to put into it. So you know, if anything, you know, and ROMs aren't that big. You know, like
Yeah.
depending on what system you have, ROMs aren't that big. Like I mean, the biggest ROM I've thrown on this bitch is a PS3 game, and that was like 7 point something gigs.
Yeah.
Compared to like our 100 gigabyte installs now on PS5 and Series X.
Yeah. I mean, I was also looking at a Steam Deck because they're only $400, like the refurbished ones at GameStop. They're only the 256 gig is $429.
Uh-huh.
I was looking at that.
Which you can upgrade that, you know, like in
yeah, and they have that.
Yeah, there are alternatives. I know your big caveat though is you want to play Destiny.
Yeah, Destiny and Game Pass are like the two most important things to me.
Game Pass works on a Steam Deck.
I know, but you can only play certain games, and
true,
isn't it? If you run through the basic system, it's like the cloud stuff, right?
Yeah,
I don't want to do that. It's got to be on the thing. So, I mean, Steam Decks take SD cards, right?
Yes.
I would probably just replace the NVMe drive inside though, because those are like relatively cheap now, like a 1 terabyte.
They're cheap. They're cheap.
I would just have it shipped to your house, and you would do all the work for me, and then send it back. I'll pay you.
Look, okay, there you go. That's that. Just you know, I'll take a Corey hug. I'll take a hug from you, man. Like it better last more than 5 seconds though, or I'm gonna be pissed.
You're gonna want to turn your hips the other way.
Huh.
You cannot say shit like that when I have something in my mouth.
Heyo. Oh man. Anyways, back to Starfield.
I've said my piece on Starfield. So like your turn.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big Bethesda RPG person. I mean, my favorite Bethesda games are like Wolfenstein and I mean, I really loved Hi-Fi Rush and oh, by the way, see the tease for Indiana Jones next year?
Well, Hi-Fi Rush technically is Tango Gameworks.
I know, but it's still Bethesda.
You're talking ZeniMax, you know, proper at that point.
Bethesda.
When I turn on Hi-Fi Rush, I don't see Bethesda game. Bethesda Softworks.
Well, Bethesda's sure promoting the crap out of it.
Are they still calling themselves Bethesda Softworks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Bethesda Softworks is like the overall.
Uncle Phil's giving them that much latitude, huh?
Yeah, Uncle Phil. And I don't know, man. I saw people getting really mad that you can't fly from planet to planet. I'm like, do you know how long it takes to get to a planet in a spaceship?
Yeah.
It takes 4 days to get to the moon.
People are fucking tripping because like I mean like has Star Wars and Star Trek just ruined like the idea of space travel? Like
yes.
we are not that fast.
Yeah.
We are not that fast. Like, you know, like Elon Musk and, you know, shit. Bezos with his fucking penis rocket, you know, and stuff like that. That shit ain't fast.
Oh man. I mean, I get that like in No Man's Sky you can like fly down. Can't you like fly down to the planet and take off from the planet? Like I get that. But like I still feel like this is like a totally different experience than that too.
Oh, I think so too. I think so too. Like not throwing any shade at No Man's Sky or anything like that. No Man's Sky is like its own experience, you know. Like, and I feel like they did very well for like a space simulator game for No Man's Sky.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Starfield is going for space simulation because there was space simulation. Then yes, you would be able to have those toggle modes where you can take off and land and stuff like that. Who wants to do like play Flight Simulator if you want to go through all that. Yeah. I don't want to go through all that. So yeah,
I do want to say they do have like simulated gravity on the planets though, which is kind of cool. Because like I went to the moon and to Mars because there's a mission in the Sol system, and the moon I could definitely jump higher than when I was on Mars. And
there's one thing I will say right now. Like I think I made the mistake of making my guy a little bit more spacer, because when he runs, like his O2 like gets depleted.
Yeah. Oh, there's even a sale on the Steam Decks if you're a pro member.
Oh, there's another sale going on. Oh, GameStop.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm sure Steve.
As soon as you said pro member, I was like, oh, GameStop.
Yeah, I just don't want to support GameStop after that last debacle I went through. Yeah, I mean, I like the characters. I think New Atlantis, which is kind of like the central hub area, I guess, at least initially, is really large and really cool. There's a lot of interesting things there. It really feels like a city that people live in. They don't like block off buying new ships right away either, which I think is cool. And I mean, not that you're gonna have the money for it, but they like you can buy it as soon as you land there if you had credits or whatever.
I'm gonna just go ahead and say this right now. Depending on how well my patience runs with this game, I'm probably gonna start using getting tool assists.
Yeah,
because there's gonna be certain things I just want to get done, because like I like Starfield. So, well, I'm entertained by Starfield right now, but there's like the back half of the year is here, and like there's gonna be games I gotta devote time to, and Starfield. I feel like Starfield is one of those games that's gonna vie for too much attention when there's other games that I can definitely play and beat more quickly,
Yeah.
So like I'm probably going to start boosting and using mods and tools and stuff, because I'm like, I just want to see all these spaceships. I want to see all these guns. I want to have money, and yeah. So I can hear you guys right now in the comments. Oh, LeRon's a cheater, but guess what? Who has fucking time to play all this shit?
Yeah. Seriously. Pat, what's your take on Starfield? It looks like you beat it already, so
that is true. I have
wait.
The main quest isn't very long.
Main quest is about 30 hours long.
You played early access.
I did play early access.
Oh my God, you're just screaming through fucking video games. Oh my God.
Normally this is a game that I would go and explore, and that's how I want to play the game. But a lot of the early reviews highly hinted that you want to focus on the main missions first, because they offer better tools and abilities to help you with the exploration and just the overall like sandboxness of the game. And I gotta admit, it's true. I am on the New Game Plus, and you do definitely get some pretty neat things that help you out. But overall, like, I really enjoyed the game. I'm sorry to say, it doesn't get interesting until about 15 hours in. The game's slow.
I'm right on the cusp.
See, that's and you know what the problem is like I'm actually playing it on my PC because unfortunately ROG Ally and the Steam Deck do not play it at the desired capacity that I want to play it. Like, they've already said on the Ally both and the Steam Deck, like there are times when it will drop below 30 frames per second. And I'm like, that's a deal breaker for me. Like, I can play at 30, but when it starts dropping below 30, we have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm playing on my computer, which is not like big and torturous for me, but I've kind of gotten used to playing all my damn PC games like laid out in the bed or on the couch, with the ROG Ally. So I've entered that stage of gaming now.
Are you able to transfer that over to the ROG?
Oh yeah.
Well,
yeah.
the PC Game Pass cloud saves will move from device to device.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So in terms of story, the story does definitely get better. It takes some very interesting twists. And overall, I gotta say, the game looks nice. I've been to all sorts of planets, and there are planets where I'm just still standing around and just looking out at the vast amount of natures and colors, and you know, all. I will say the fauna and the flora that you have to scan, they all kind of start blending in. Like a lot of them are some variation of like giant bug,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
but um, that's kind of what everyone pictures like space and animals to be as giant bugs. I don't
Yeah,
know. It's the
bug
same
people.
thing with like No Man's Sky as well. Um, but it's interesting and like it's a different take on space because it's part of that new exploration. Like we've explored enough that we can like travel faster than light, but we're still in like that whole NASA punk
Mm-hmm.
kind of stage where
Mm-hmm.
everything is primitive. Like almost you can still build it with today's technologies. It's just now, unless you get to some of the further planets, like, well, New Atlantis is an exception because that's very futuristic looking. Neon is awesome. I love Neon is like definition of cyberpunk. Um, then there's another town that's kind of like Dusty Western, which is
Dusty
also kind of
Western.
cool. That
Cool.
that I'm right now trying to become a ranger for the Free States, and that I think that's my first faction quest line I want to tackle in this game. But yeah, it's overall this is what pretty much thought this game was going to be. Am I pissed off that you can't travel to planet? Honestly, not really, because I'm not going to travel like 7 hours to get to Pluto.
Yeah.
Like that's just kind of nuts. And if you're pissed off about that, then you're obviously just being pissed off to be pissed off because you don't really want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like even like I played a lot of Bethesda games. What do you end up doing after you find the towns that like the major towns? You just fast travel between them all the time. You never go back and forth walking from one point to another. It's all
Yeah.
about fast travel, and so that's what this game is. It is fast travel.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't also understand the complaints about how you can't walk around the entire planet. Like I think they did a good job with the biomes and the procedurally generated maps that they create. Like you do have maps that are created specifically like points of interest that will contain a dungeon or a city. But then if you just land anywhere on a planet, it's typically a biome. And the biome has like, it is procedurally generated, but it's going to check off like it's going to have these creatures in it. It's going to have this kind of trait or these kind of dungeons, that you can go around and wander. Like you could spend hours and hours just exploring a biome just to go around to see the dungeons and you know maybe steal a ship or two, which I've done. I got a really good ship like and an early off planet just by stealing it. The ship would have been worth or cost me like over 100 or over like 150,000 credits, which is quite a lot of money in that game, but I
Yeah.
stole it, so
Hmm. And who cares?
that's right. I took it from a bunch of cultists, so no one was sad there.
Nice.
But it's great. I'm looking forward to actually taking my time now and exploring and hitting up those side quests that I passed around and getting to know my crew a little better. The crew is actually awesome. Like this is a Bethesda game where I do care about my companions. Like they are each very interesting. They all have their various personalities. I highly recommend Andreja. Ja.
Yep.
It's Andrea, but with like a J.
Hmm.
Who's played by Sissy Jones. She's the voice actress for Firewatch.
Hmm.
So very iconic. She's done other roles
You mean
too. But
the voice that's in your ear?
yep,
Okay.
yeah. She's all recently. She did the Call of the Sea. I think it's called. It was a Raw Fury. It was pretty big on Xbox for being exclusive. couple of years back. Anyways, I met her. She's actually a pretty cool person. But yeah, no, Andreja is an awesome character, and I highly recommend getting to know her character. But, there's also Sam Coe, the cowboy, Barrett, the wisecracking black character in the crew. He's also like one of the smartest ones in that group. Even Walter, the cranky old man, like has his redeeming values. Like they're all really cool characters. So
it's funny, like when you meet all your crew for the first time, and they like really, when you meet, what's his name, Walter, the older guy, he like really like hits home. He's like, I'm just the grumpy old man.
I'm just a pocketbook.
Yeah. He's like, they really like hit that home. I'm like, okay, get it.
No, he's cool. He's one of those cool grandpas that he's cranky, but he's got a good heart.
Yeah. So I guess, I mean, LeRon, you're still early, so maybe you can't give your like not a final verdict, but how you feel so far. And Pat, you obviously like really like it.
Yeah, I say if you can stick with it, the game actually is good. It is a slow burn though, and I know that draws people out.
Here's my thing. I think this is a Bethesda RPG, right? Like it's definitely like Fallout or Skyrim in space. I think there's a lot more to do and a lot of spacey things that are obviously different than Fallout or Skyrim. But I think the template that's there, if you like Skyrim and Fallout, you should definitely play this. If you are not into Bethesda RPGs, I don't know if this game has enough to draw you in to try a Bethesda RPG. All I can say is that if you have Game Pass of any sort, you can play it for free, I guess, and try it out. But I mean, I'm probably like right at the cusp of it getting like to that point. So I'm going to stick with it for maybe another week or so. And if it turns that corner, I'll play more of it. But if it doesn't, I'll probably be done, to be honest.
Well said.
Yeah. And like I said, it's not a bad game at all. I actually think it does a lot of interesting things and a lot of cool things. Except for like all my quest markers just popping up everywhere.
I'm curious. I wonder if you go into your missions, if activities is highlighted, if that's why all your quest markers are there. Like if you maybe highlight your main mission, if only it would focus on the main mission.
Yeah, I'll look at that. I still think it's me, honestly, but I don't know. So, but yeah, I mean, if you like Bethesda RPGs, this is definitely one of those, and it's probably like one of the better ones, if not the best one, in terms of like, if you are enjoying space. It really does make you want to go back and play Mass Effect, though, like for real.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, or No Man's Sky.
I've never played No Man's Sky.
The exploration part is 100% No Man's Sky with gathering resources and scanning shit and then moving on to another planet.
Yeah.
That is all No Man's Sky is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. LeRon, you playing anything else?
Just what I mentioned earlier: Armored Core 6, Sea of Stars, and Bomber Cyberpunk. I wowed the shit out of my roommate today because like he was showing me one of his current builds, and he's further in the game than I am because of course I've got gaming ADD right now and I'm playing 7 things, but he's further along in Armored Core than I am, but I was playing around with his build. And he was like, "Holy shit, you move fast!" I was like, "Dude, I was like, you don't know me, man. Like, I grew up watching giant robot anime and stuff like this. This is my wheelhouse." And it's funny because like this is the first Armored Core game I've touched since like PS2 days. So yeah, so the fact that like I'm just like put the controller in my hand, just watch me zip all over the screen, and I literally fuck some shit up in like 5 minutes with his mech.
Yeah, Pat, you're right. I just fixed my problem.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay, cool. So
it was
the activities.
They were all highlighted green, and my main missions were blue, and I just turned them all off, except for the main mission.
Nice.
No, you're good. But yeah, so Starfield, Armored Core 6, Sea of Stars, Bomber, Cyberpunk, and then of course like Spider-Man and Dead Space. That's what I've been doing. Eventually, I'm gonna squeeze God of War in there somewhere because I never beat it, and somewhere I know like I just made like a chorus of babies start crying because I never beat 2018 God of War. But guess what? I didn't beat 2018 Horizon Zero Dawn either.
Yep. Somewhere out there, Stoy is cringing hard.
Yeah. Wow.
Story's like explanation. Explain.
Yeah. Nah, we'd always give you crap for being the PlayStation host and not really playing your main first parties.
Well, yeah. I guess the best way for me to explain it is like I got so busy doing all sorts of stuff that I just never found. I just did not allocate time for gaming. Like you guys kind of see right now, I've only beaten 3 games this year, and like we're in September now.
Yeah, LeRon, I've beaten more games than you. Chop chop.
I know. I know. Like I don't know. Like I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna sound like a flex, but it's not. Like it's just I just got shit to focus on.
No, I get it. No, I mean I'm
gonna say this, and it's gonna make me look really pathetic. I literally spent my entire Labor Day weekend just playing video games or just playing Starfield.
Rub it in.
That's like all I did, and I took occasional nap, and that was it.
I wanted to spend like a whole day. Actually, you know what? Technically, I could have spent like the entire day of Saturday playing video games, but I was bound and determined to finally like my bookshelf back there. Since I moved into this place, like the bookshelf has just been like a way station for just a whole bunch of bullshit. I never put my books and all my gaming and all stuff, all games and stuff back on there and stuff like that. I finally did that on Saturday. But the sad part is because like I have attention deficit disorder, it's only half done. It's only half done,
And it's going to stay that way for 6 months until you feel like doing it in the rest of it.
Well, with 6 months time, I'll probably be moving. So like, what's the fucking point,
Yeah.
Should have packed it up now. Yeah, I should have. Yeah, so I could have spent Saturday like doing that because Sunday was a dedicated day to like making my relationship with my boyfriend stronger and stuff like that. So and that's the stuff you can't put off.
You could if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But then who would put me off?
I don't know.
You mean put you on?
Oh yeah, that yeah.
Yeah.
So Friday, my boyfriend and I went on a proper date. Like my boyfriend's Armenian, so and we discovered an Armenian restaurant in Williamsburg and stuff like that. So we actually went to that restaurant. So we just had a proper date night. And I just realized we took some pictures, and I never sent him the pictures, so I gotta get that to him. Yeah, so we had a proper date night on Friday. Saturday was every man for himself day. And Sunday was we hung out. We attended a friend's baby shower. And then spent about half the day Labor Day with each other. Yeah,
nice.
And he accidentally left his Switch here.
Oh no!
What?
Yeah, so I have 2 Nintendo Switches in my room right now.
That must be an overwhelming amount of Nintendo for you, LeRon.
It is. I'm gonna steal my copy of Mario 3D. What Mario 3D World is it?
Yeah,
3D World.
3D World. Yeah, I'm gonna steal it back.
Oh, it's the best.
And tell them get back to playing Metroid.
Pat, what else are you playing besides Starfield for a second time?
I also downloaded the free DLC pack for Power Wash Simulator. My absolutely addiction, like 2022 game of the year, crack addiction.
Wait, that's not the
that I
one.
have.
That's not the Back to the Future one, is it?
No, they just announced Back to the Future.
Okay.
Yeah, that it's crazy. This series
They're
just has
going. They're
gone
going ham. They're
everywhere.
going ham with all the DLCs and add-ons for Power Wash Simulator.
hmm Yeah, this one though, this is one of the free ones. So it takes place in the city that the game takes place in, called Muckingham, and they've added three new areas, or three new things to clean. One of them is a paintball range that you get to clean up, like a Western themed paintball range. Another one is an excavator, and it's a hilarious story given in text about that one. And then the final one is a Spanish villa that cats really liked.
Spanish villa, you say?
Spanish villa.
Ooh.
So you got all those like fancy little red curvy tiles on the roof and stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's every time they drop something new, I have to literally drop what I'm doing and play it. So
nice.
I swear, you and Stoy, man, and these dad simulators.
It's just so good. It's so zen. And then top it off, you get the text messages when you reach certain milestones in your cleaning project that tell like a story. And then it's also just the fact that you see originally like everything's all dirty and like just dark, and then like you clean it, it's all colorful and bright. You know, and you get the little ting every single time you clean up a piece. You get ding, you know, to let you know that that part is clean. It's that rewarding sound.
Yes, that rewarding sound.
Yeah, you expect a treat afterwards.
A treat. I'll take a treat.
Yeah, Pavlov is Pavlov, right? The one who experimented with sounds in dogs, where he would ring a bell and give a treat to a dog, and then every time like he would ring a bell, the dog would think he'd get a treat and would start salivating when he heard the bell. I thought that was Pavlov.
Bill Nye over here.
Pavlov.
Are you playing anything else, Pat?
Nope.
Oh. Well, besides Starfield, I am preparing myself for the newest update in Disney Dreamlight Valley.
Oh Lord!
Which is the Beauty and the Beast update.
Oh.
Although I just got to the Lion King update, which was like 3 updates ago. So.
Are these updates like pretty big? Like how much content would you say would be in one?
They give you a new realm. They give you a couple new quest lines. They give you new items and characters to move into the village. So it's a pretty substantial amount of quests. I probably have like 27 or 28 quests in my inventory right now. And then like each character, you can level up each character to a level of 10. And once they get to level 10, they start really giving you like quests to progress the story in the game. And I'm on the final like main story quest right now, but I haven't done enough missions with everybody because that takes forever. I'm trying to finish the Frozen update. I'm starting the Lion King update. So, but I'm really excited for Beauty and the Beast. Oh, I also just did the Wreck-It Ralph not quest, like, but there's events that happen periodically. It's like their version of a battle pass. It lasts 3 months, and you have to like grind out special currency to unlock stuff. So new costumes and new outfits and stuff. So, and this event revolves around Vanellope from Wreck-It Ralph.
Now, is it like a little storyline with those, kind of like Destiny, or is it just...
Sometimes some of the events, like the Christmas event, there was a Christmas event quest line that was like really short and kind of dumb, but it was, you know, you got Christmas stuff out of it. But there was the Disney Parks event, which gave you like different rides from the different Disney parks, which was cool. So like I have the teacups, the giant Ferris wheel from California Adventure, and then Dumbo were the 3 rides, and then some Figment topiaries and stickers and stuff. So I've been playing that. I'm on chapter 11 for Plague Tale Innocence, so I have 5 more chapters, I think. Man, that game is so good. I want to like keep playing in one sitting, but I'm treating it like a TV show. So like I'll play one chapter, which is like 45 or 50 minutes, and like turn it off because I'm like, oh, I'll play it next time. It'll be fun.
Next time on Plague Tale.
But like I want to finish it because I want to start the second one, which I hear is a little bit more action oriented.
It is.
So
Yeah.
that's on my plate as well. And then I finished the entire Pikmin 4 demo in one sitting, and I'm wanting to buy Pikmin 4. It's amazing. That game is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Man, they took like the worst parts of 2 and 3 and totally trashed them, and then like made this huge evolution of 1, and it like really like at first it starts out really slow, and I'm like, oh, man, this is really slow. But once you get past like the first 20 minutes, it's like, oh man, they just let you go, man.
Yeah, no, I'm glad they cleaned up the dungeons or the caves in 4, because after going through 2 and that last area in those caves, they needed to be fixed.
Yeah, for sure. And I really like the puzzles and stuff. Like they almost get to be almost like Zelda dungeons almost at one point, and it's super cool, man. I'm like 60% done with the first area. I unlocked the second area, but obviously I can't get there because it's just the demo.
Yep.
But man, I love Ochi. I really like the ice Pikmin, and I kind of carry more than I probably should at this point. Like I carry like 12 of them because like when you throw them at enemies first, it freezes them, and then you throw the red ones, and they're really aggressive and make Ochi charge them.
Yep.
So fun, man. So fun.
No, the ice. I almost felt like I was cheating using the ice Pikmin, but it's. I think they're my new favorite Pikmin.
Yeah.
Sorry, Purple Sumo Pikmin.
Yeah, sorry, Purple Sumo Pikmin. But
damn, is it that broken?
Yeah, the ice Pikmin are pretty broken, dude. If you carry like 12 or 50 on them, is the max limit still go up to 100 at some point?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, if you carry like 20 ice Pikmin around with you and just throw them at enemies first, dude, they're so broken because they get frozen for like probably a good 10 seconds, and then you just as fast as you can tap that A button to throw the Pikmin, they're done, and you make Ochi charge at them, they're done. Like even the big ones.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the ice Pikmin, they're weak physically, but their draws that if you throw enough of them, they freeze bad guys, and then they become weak and vulnerable to all the other Pikmin.
Yeah, it's so good, man. Pikmin 4. I'm gonna get it.
It's the best Pikmin.
Yeah, I mean, I played it for like 3 hours, and I can already tell you that it's probably, if not one of the best Pikmin. I mean, I know there's only 4, but 3 was pretty not. I mean, 3 was okay. I'm so happy I don't have to control like 5 different people now.
No.
Oh, man. So.
Yeah. Like I kind of fell out of love with Pikmin like in the early days. So back with Pikmin 1, like I'd feel like it was cute until it wasn't cute for me.
Oh man, Pikmin 1 is amazing. Oh, I should buy Pikmin 1. It's on Switch now.
Well, it's the Pikmin 1-2 bundle is coming out here in like a week or 2.
Yeah,
for the physical. Which I won't get because Pikmin 2 pissed me off.
Yeah. Pikmin 2, man.
Sorry, Pikmin 2. You were
suck.
good until you weren't.
You suck.
Not you.
But that's all I've been playing. No Destiny this week for me.
Whoa.
Mostly because I was focused on Starfield. Because I wanted to talk about it today. So,
yep.
What do you say?
It's cool that all this had the same game to talk about. This is 2 weeks in a row because last week was Sea of Stars.
Yeah, it's definitely originally had that idea like a year and a half ago, and we never stuck with it. So
what year? What idea?
To all of us need to play at least one game that's the same. So like a real discussion about it.
Well, what's next in the big release list? I know Liza P is coming.
Ooh, yeah, I'm looking forward to
Which
that one.
which I will play that, but it probably won't be a day one for me.
Yeah, I mean it's on Game Pass though. I mean,
Yep.
Yeah, it is on Game Pass, but I'm just saying, like, I got so much going on right now. Like, I'm not gonna be able to entertain that.
yeah. Ooh, Fae
Um.
Farm, LeRon. We should all play Fae Farm.
Okay, sure.
All right.
I do know that. Oh, actually, City Skylines is coming. 2 is coming out in October, so I got time for that.
Solar Ash is coming to everything next
Yeah.
week, which
I,
is cool.
I already played that one.
Oh, has anyone played the DLC for Ninja Turtles?
No, but I
Nope.
bought it the other day because on Switch it's 10% off, so it was like $6. Plus, I had some gold coins to put towards it. So.
The creators of Steingate has another visual novel coming out this week called Anonymous Code. I'm actually getting that.
I don't know what Steingate is.
Probably one of the most renowned visual novels series.
Well, I'm out of the visual novel loop right now, so
okay.
Maybe I'll get into it someday. Let's see. What is the next big release? So let's see. Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty is coming out.
So, yeah.
Man, that's another game I would like to go back to and play because of all the updates and because like LeRon, we kind of played it around the same time, and I was playing the Xbox One version on Series X, and it was. I mean, I didn't really have any issues with it whatsoever.
Yeah, I didn't have much issues with it. The issue I had was my graphics card. My graphics card wasn't powerful enough to allow me to play the game how I wanted to play it. But now like I should really get in, sit down, and like really just like beat this game because I didn't beat it.
Yeah. I know a lot of people are excited for Bat and Kados 1 and 2, but I don't know why it's called Bat and Kados 1 and 2 because Bat and Kados Origins is a prequel. So
Bat and Kados 2 Origins.
Yeah. I mean, that's what Red Dead Redemption 2 did, so
make people know that it is in fact part of the series.
Yeah. I mean, so I guess the next like major release would be Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Yeah, I mean, I would throw Liza P up there, but Assassin's Creed is definitely one of the bigger names.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat 1 comes out in September also.
Yeah, that's real soon also.
Yeah. Which is like I'll wait for like 6 months until it's like $10 or something and maybe try it out. Oh man. All right. So let's get into at least one topic here. Let's go with the first one. Because we talked so much about the ROG Ally and the Steam Deck already today. Is it time for Sony and Microsoft to get into the dedicated handheld market, and for Sony, I guess, again, to get into one?
That's a good question.
I don't think Microsoft has any interest in it. Like, they just want to throw the Game Pass into mobile and say, there's our foray into mobile systems.
Yeah, I mean, plus they're really marketing the ROG Ally too.
Microsoft is marketing ROG Ally?
Mm-hmm.
I have not seen that.
That thing is all over their YouTube channel, especially right when it came out. They did an interview with Asus, and
let's go to YouTube right now.
They did an unboxing video. They did a whole podcast revolving around it. They're really showing Game Pass off on it.
I had no idea this was happening.
Yeah, it's happening, man. I'm telling you.
Yep. They they're taking a smart route. I feel like they don't want to make a system unless they absolutely have to at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense though, because I mean, like, the ROG Ally is built on the Windows ecosystem, so yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But
like the thing too is like the ROG Ally is PC Game Pass. I want a portable Xbox that's probably like as powerful as like the Series S.
Okay.
That's what I would want. Even if it was like, I mean, you can get a Series S pretty regularly for under $250. Like I saw it the other day for $199, and I mean, I guess at portable mode that would probably be at least $400, right? I'm assuming if you didn't have like a like an LED or an OLED screen, or if you really like broke it down and made it super basic, like that would probably be it, right? And then as for PlayStation, I feel like PlayStation would dominate with another Vita or something right now.
Sony has so much experience. Like when we look at it compared to Microsoft, that Sony could do this. Which like it still boggles my brain. Like I'm starting to understand like some of the reasoning behind like the PlayStation Portal, but at the same time, it's like guys, like you could have just went ahead and like just like really sunk into the R&D and just made the next handheld.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. It took me a little while to think about this and everything, and I also had a talk with somebody. But basically, Sony is doing the PlayStation Portal.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same as how Apple has all their devices to keep you in their ecosystem. It's the same thing with the PlayStation Portal here, and that's the justification. And then also makes it make sense when you look at the price point. $200. That's not expensive. That's not super expensive. Like people.
Yeah, but
like,
I think it's just expensive enough to be like, man, if they would have just put a little bit more work into this for like 300 or 350, it's not cheap enough to like justify buying it just for a remote device, right? It's like that middle ground. It's like, oh man.
Yeah, it is. There's justification because like I'll be a Sony pony, but there's not justification to say yes, this is why you should buy it. But there's also a lot of justification saying no, you should not buy this. You should wait for Sony to actually make Sony. Something's going on, Sony. They just jacked up.
Always reactive.
They just jacked up the price of freaking PlayStation Plus by 35% and stuff. Like something's going on over at Sony, and I'm not sure. And I'm not. And everybody's like, oh, there's Jim Ryan. I'm like, Jim Ryan can't make those decisions.
It's probably to pay for all that R&D that went into those VR headsets nobody bought.
That could be that could be it. But
I feel like Sony's always behind though. Like Sony is the most reactive. Like.
That is true.
Of the parties, like they see something and then they have to mimic it, like with the Wii.
But then again,
doing motion.
But then again, Sony being reactive has paid dividends for them in a lot of cases. Like Sony, we got PlayStation, as a reaction from like both Sega and Nintendo, like falling out, with the deal and everything, like
but they're not putting like the full heart into it. That's the problem.
That's true.
They came up with the Game Pass killer.
Hokey.
Yeah, they came up with the Game Pass killer, but they're not throwing their games on there. They're coming up with the PlayStation Portable, but you can't take your games outside your house. Like, if they only just took the last step, they would have competing products.
Oh yeah.
I wonder with like the Nintendo Switch 2 being rumored to be able to play Final Fantasy Remake at like PS5 level. It makes me wonder if Sony would look at that and all of a sudden realize that Nintendo now has an innovation over them.
I still question.
I think hearing that is just absolute bullshit because, like, I mean, let's be honest. Like Nintendo has not worried about like parity with their competition since the GameCube.
Yeah, I still think the next Nintendo console will be like a Steam Deck. Like compared to a Steam Deck, probably.
Yeah, it's gonna be somewhere.
That's pretty nice.
4 and a 5.
Yeah,
that's pretty nice. I guess I gotta do something because like it looks like Nvidia is not too invested in gaming at this point. They're more invested in AI. So like chances are like I'm pretty sure like the new Switch is gonna have like some version of Nvidia's like Tegra chip, but after this, Nintendo's going to have to like strike out on their own. They're probably going to have to get in bed with AMD.
Yeah, which is what they were up until the Switch, right? I mean, they were with AMD until the GameCube and the Wii both ran on AMD. I think the Wii U ran on some sort of custom AMD thing. And so, yeah, I mean, man, I think the Vita was too early. right? Like this.
You think the Vita was too early?
Yeah,
I think the Vita was too early.
a dedicated handheld that played console quality games, right? Like I mean, it wasn't as good as a PS3, but it ran like Borderlands and Uncharted and
It
Killzone,
was comparable. It was comparable to PS3. Yeah.
Call of Duty. Like
Yeah.
I really liked the Vita when I had one. I really liked playing Uncharted on it, and then I ended up buying that PlayStation TV to play Vita games on TV. Except that Uncharted wasn't one of the games you could play.
Yeah.
Well, why did Sony like stop the Vita? Like they only like they released it and then they practically just like canned it a couple years later.
Yeah,
it wasn't selling enough units.
Proprietary memory card was the biggest deal, I think.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Consumers are kind of burnt up about the proprietary memory card and the pricing of it.
Mm-hmm.
And when the developers started saying that nobody was buying the Vita because that was the chief complaint, and like Vita games are pretty sizable, so the what was the initial the 16 gigabyte card that you get. No, it was 4 gigabyte card that you get for the Vita.
Yeah,
for free. Was not enough. So and most people like really lowball. They only bought either a 16 or a 32. They weren't going to buy the 64, and they sure as fuck weren't going to buy the 128.
Yeah, I didn't even know there was a 128.
Maybe I'm lying. Maybe I'm lying.
I ended up saving like all summer to buy the 64 gig one, and then like a month or two later, my Vita died, and I never replaced it. I actually ended up trading it in and left the memory card.
The biggest memory card was a 64. Like I bought a 32, but I could not stomach spending $150 to $200 for a 64.
Yeah. Yeah, it did drop to like 100 and something at some point.
But now I have a modded Vita and I have a freaking 400 gigabyte like freaking SD card in my Vita.
Yeah. I actually wish they would have just done that at some point. It's like, hey, we messed up, with a firmware update, or like you can buy this adapter, right? Like it would accept the SD cards. I think it actually would have taken off. Like, if you remember, the 3DS didn't do well either initially.
Right?
Because
I'm
it was
so
expensive.
glad it didn't, because I was part of the ambassador program and I got all those cool games that no one else was ever gonna get.
Yeah. So I mean, man, I still think Sony could actually pull off a handheld if they especially now, like even if you made it like a base level of a PS4 and you could play all these games natively, and like I don't know what you do about the PlayStation 5 only games, but like a lot of indie games would sell on that thing. You could play all your baseline PlayStation 4 games on there, right? Like Horizon or God of War or Spider-Man. Like I don't know, man. I feel like that console. I just feel like Sony could do so well in that market. I actually think like I wonder if Microsoft actually played around early on if like the Xbox Series X or the Series S sold like as much as PlayStation is selling now, if they would have made a handheld, but seeing that their consoles didn't sell that much and them wanting to grow PC Game Pass, like partnering with someone like ROG made more sense for them,
it's a possibility.
Yeah, that's my theory now, is like they didn't sell enough consoles and they want to grow PC Game Pass.
I don't know what took them so fucking long to figure that out. I feel like
the Series X was selling really well initially.
I feel like sometimes Microsoft doesn't see the forest for the goddamn trees, because like PC Game Pass has been around since the Xbox One, but
yeah.
But like us PC gamers was like, can we just get a crumb,
Yeah.
Can we have a couple of crumbs, and now all of a sudden, like this year, like, and not even this year, like this portion of the year, all of a sudden it seems like, oh, now they're all in on PC Game Pass. It looks like everything that's coming to Xbox Game Pass is also being on PC Game Pass versus like we get 2/3 of what's out there,
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair,
Yeah,
Plus, like, I keep waiting for them to add like Xbox 360 games and stuff to it, because that's been rumored forever. It's like, hey,
Yeah,
we're
like
gonna put like our major franchises like Gears, right? That would be such a
mhm.
like. I wonder if I mean I still think that there's like a Marcus Phoenix collection coming with the 1, 2, 3 and Judgment at some point, just to
Yeah.
kind of make up for that, or like some sort of Fable collection or something.
Hmm.
I still think that stuff might be on the way, but yeah, it's just really strange uh, that
Yeah,
this market is so dominated by
agreed.
Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the handheld market, and 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 I'm not going to talk shit about Nintendo because like I mean like Nintendo's handhelds have kept me in Nintendo's ecosystem for like forever.
Yeah,
Um, because honestly, like when the Wii U like crashed and burned, like I was playing the fuck out my 3DS. You
yeah,
know, like Nintendo 64. Like I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I was still playing my fucking Game Boy because I didn't own a fucking Nintendo 64.
yeah, yeah,
That GameCube came out though, and that was a different story.
yeah,
But while the GameCube was out, I had the fucking Game Boy Advance, the GBA SP,
yeah.
and then the DS, the DS Lite, the DSi. Like Jesus Christ, I think I had every iteration of Nintendo's handhelds from a certain stretch.
Yeah.
I kind of wonder, is there a way to play like yourself mobile games on like a TV or like, because I feel like if you could somehow bring the interactivity of the mobile, because mobile market's getting bigger and bigger, and what if you were able to at least make it easier to play? Like our cell phones suck with mobile games because there's absolutely no battery life. The prompts are like hard to do, like more than like two fingers.
Well, I know that Apple Arcade, you can play it through the Apple TV box.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have to own the box though, and like you can pair any kind of Bluetooth controller to it.
Yeah. Can you like pair any controller to a cell phone? Maybe like,
Yeah,
huh?
any Bluetooth controller.
Can go to a cell phone.
Hmm. I have an Xbox controller paired to my phone, but then
Because
I
I'm
got a
just like
backbone.
wondering when you got a game like Assassin's Creed Jade coming to
Yeah,
the cell phone, it's like, oh, and Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis comes out I think tomorrow,
yeah,
and then they have like a huge roadmap of continuous content they want to pump out for that.
yeah,
It's
yeah. I mean, mobile. There's some pretty good. I mean, and also, Mistwalker made that RPG right for phone.
mm-hmm.
I keep forgetting what it's called. I think it's called like what Fantasian is what it's called,
Yeah.
which might be getting console ports.
Well, I heard at least PC port,
Yeah.
but
Well, I mean, I
yeah.
don't think consoles are too far behind with that one.
Yeah, if it goes to PC, it makes more sense to start kicking in a console. Like, wouldn't be surprised to not see that on the Switch, seeing
Mhm.
how like they had the relationship with Last Story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I wonder if that would be some sort of Game Pass game too, because they had a relationship with Xbox for a while. Lost Odyssey, man, so good.
Blue Dragon,
Not as
just
good.
all right. Little slow.
Yeah. Oh man. But last
That's gonna
story.
That's gonna set me up for a question for a future episode, probably for a future extra episode. Like because like Blue Dragon, for example, that was one of the last. I think it was one of the last titles that was attached to Hironobu Sakaguchi from the heyday of the PS1 era. I remember,
that was the first game from Mistwalker from them.
Yep.
And then
and that was his studio.
yeah,
And then he after that whole thing dissolved, like he kind of like just faded in obscurity. But basically, it's going to set up for one of these Boss Rush extra episodes because I'm going to ask you guys like, do we put too much weight and faith in like these developers? Like because like I'll just throw another name out there, Keiichi Inafune, the father of Mega Man.
oh god,
You know,
he kind of disappeared
yeah,
after Mighty Number 9 disappeared.
exactly. Exactly.
He's I think he's coming back. He's doing one of the level 5 games that's coming out. Like he's I think it's Fantasy Life he's part of.
Yeah, Yuji Naka's a criminal. The father of Sonic the Hedgehog is a criminal.
Well, he was a criminal when he made Sonic, so
You still got Iga with his Bloodstained. You got the Suikoden team doing their thing.
Yeah.
Oh man, they better do that justice because Suikoden, like I love Suikoden,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not so much me they have to impress. They need to impress like these younger gamers that have never played these games and wonder why guys like me get all like hot and bothered hearing about the game.
Yeah.
I know. Iga seems to have a lot of faith in them, and I trust Iga. His Bloodstained game was just as good as a Castlevania.
Yeah. Those ones that Inti Creates made too were really good. The 8-bit ones. Did you play those?
Some of those are Inafunes.
No, I mean,
The Azure Gun Bolt Striker is all Inafune still.
no, I'm saying the Bloodstained one spinoffs.
Oh, the Bloodstained. Circle of the Moon.
Although I did like Gunvolt Burst a lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know, man. I love the idea of just these consoles having a handheld version that you can just plug into your TV. I mean, I know the Switch kind of started that. I mean, the Vita also kind of, I guess, but like, I don't know, man. I think people would go crazy over it. I actually think the Switch renewed people's interest in handheld gaming, right?
Oh yeah.
Just because it was the console that you could take with you. And
Yeah.
I think that whole I got to buy two consoles to experience the whole ecosystem was like, the worst part, but like having it all in one device or two devices that are, maybe even something like the ROG Ally or the Steam Deck, right? Where like I still have to buy two devices, but at least my library will come with me, right? Which is the biggest deal. So
Now, if Sony were to make another system, what do you think the medium would be? Do you think it would just be download only?
I wonder if it would be
Yeah.
digital only.
Yeah, I think it'd be all digital.
Yeah. Or they could
Because
go the PSP route and make a physical and a digital edition. The PSP Go.
you know what, this I need to we also need to address this like are we because there's still physical and digital out there, are we being ripped off somehow? Because like the pricing
Yes.
for the two are they're just way too even, and yeah, and that's particularly on the console gaming side, like it seems like digital prices never drop. Like over here, like I'm in the PC ecosystem, so like there's always a sale going on. Like, like sometimes you get pissed because like you missed the sale, even though you like the sale just started this morning and you missed the sale for some odd reason and stuff like that. There's always a sale. Like games are. I was in Best Buy the other day, and if I didn't already have a free digital copy of Deathloop is $14 on the PC right now.
Yeah. The problem is you're running into stores, the brick and mortar stores, or that are fighting like I'm sure video game producers want to go the digital route, and that's why they push these digital routes and the early access and stuff like that. But you have these stores that are like, well, we can't compete against you now because they just go to your digital store and download this stuff. They don't want to, if you price your game at $40 and we are charging $60,
Mm-hmm.
People will go digital
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
And that's how capitalism works. We actually
Yeah.
pay to stop progress.
Yeah. It's so funny. I heard a few interviews like within the last couple months or so, and like the people that make deals with like Super Rare and Limited Run actually don't make any money off of those special editions. They make
Isn't it a shame?
they make like less than 10% on those, and everybody's
It's a
like,
fucking,
buy
it's a fucking
physical, it
shame.
supports the developers. No, it doesn't. It's a novelty, and that's why so many of them come out later. Well, Limited Run, they just take their sweet time, but
They're only going to make what they can. That's or what's in demand. They're smart.
are they?
I
A
I
year and a
think
half to get a special edition out is not smart. That's terrible business.
well, it maybe in terms of like getting the product out, but in terms of controlling your costs, that's super smart.
I don't know. They're not getting any of my money anymore. But like it's just like the fact that like obviously it varies by developer, but like to hear that they make less than 10% off of these things is like that's not supporting the dev, really.
Yeah, it's not.
They might pay for a
That's
nice
not.
lunch for a week.
Yeah, it sounds like they just threw themselves at the market.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why so many of these physical editions of indies come out later, because they sell the digital versions and they're hoping people will, double dip at some point too, probably, I'm sure.
I think
Which
most
there's
people
another
do
problem
double
right
dip.
there.
What, double dipping?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, I tried my best. Like I think maybe like there's only certain titles, and like I'm getting to the point where even those certain titles aren't are I really have to think, like, if the next Monster Hunter comes out, like, as a console only release, when we know like there's a PC release coming, I might not play. I might not be an early adopter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll just fucking wait.
Yeah.
Like if there's no crossplay or whatnot, like
Yeah.
kiss my ass.
Cross progression is the big one.
That's like a AAA title, though. Like I would double dip for various indie groups. I feel like I would get, if I really enjoyed an indie title and I wanted to make sure that they made more games in the future, I would probably double dip.
Nah.
Like I got both the physical.
I have such a history of double dipping though, so like I feel like it's not lucrative for me anymore.
I mean, there's a few games I would. I go all digital, but I do kind of buy the physical games of the games that I like truly love, right? And I think I have 2 physical editions of Shovel Knight plus the digital version on every single console.
Jeez,
but each console had different levels. Like the PlayStation one, like the PlayStation version has the God of War stuff, right? And Xbox has the Battletoads, and
what did Nintendo have?
They had multiplayer for a while. I don't know if that. I mean, Nintendo had the privilege of having that game first.
That is true.
So basically, you were just a collector.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that they like even put it out on the Wii U is like, oh man, you should just wait 6 months. Anyways,
speaking of exaggerated prices, what do you guys think about the Grand Theft Auto rumor?
What's the rumor?
That Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be $150 just for a standard copy?
Oh, I doubt it, man. I really doubt it.
They're saying because the game is like costing like $2 billion, that enable for them to break the market,
dude,
they would have to sell at $150 a piece.
But Grand Theft Auto Online makes so much money, and they sold like 150 million copies of that game. Like that, man.
But that's Grand Theft Auto Online money. That cannot be used for Grand Theft Auto 6.
That's so gross, man. If that rumor is true, that's gross.
I'm going to be curious how many people actually do not buy the game if they come out and say $150 for this game, or how fast would that game drop in price?
Yeah. I mean, I would say I definitely wouldn't buy it at that price, but I didn't buy Grand Theft Auto 5, so
look at it. You can play Grand Theft Auto 5 on Game Pass.
I know. I don't want to. Not that I'm like, I don't know. I didn't really care for Grand Theft Auto 4, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to skip 5.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So, well, we have 2 questions. We should probably speed through those real quick and then get out of here.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Our first question comes from the One True James. He says, what movies are you looking forward to over the next year?
Movies?
Yeah.
Oh, who's keeping track of movies?
I'm not.
Dune 2? Dune 2? I'm honestly not keeping track of movies, like, because I'm one of those people. I don't really go to the movie theater. Well, that's a lie. Because in the last couple of weeks alone, I've been to the theater 4 times to see different movies.
Yeah.
Look. But yeah, like I don't know, like I haven't really been keeping track of movies like the Marvels. I'm looking forward to that, but I don't think I'm going to see that in theater. Dune 2, I might go see in theater. I can't think of
anything, man.
I can't think of anything. Like if I didn't run my ass, if I haven't run my ass to see a Marvel movie lately, like the only thing that's guaranteed to get me in theater right now is a Star Trek movie, and there's nothing on the horizon for Star Trek right now.
Yeah. I mean, there's two movies that I know I'll go to the theater for, but one is really far out and one might get delayed because of the strike. So, I mean, Deadpool 3 is an obvious one for me.
Very true.
Man, Deadpool's so cool. I don't care what anybody says. And then Disney is making a Figment movie based off the Disney World character that is only in Disney World and nowhere else. And Seth Rogen is producing and writing it. And if it's anywhere close to the praise that the Ninja Turtles movie got, I think we're gonna have a great.
I need to sit down and watch the Ninja Turtles movies. I've heard nothing but good things about it.
It's coming to Paramount Plus, LeRon, in like 2 or 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah,
I'm looking over the list right now.
What list are you looking at?
It's the releases.com.
Releases.com, huh?
Yeah, that's where I get most of my up-to-date release lists. There's not a whole lot coming out, but there's some that I could be interested. Obviously, the Marvels. I might do Aquaman. I don't know. That's still. I haven't done a DC movie in a long time. I'm a sucker for Saw, so I might go see Saw 10 in the
There's
theaters.
a new Saw movie coming?
Yep.
There's a new Saw movie coming at the end of this month.
Yep. It's called Saw X.
And it's bringing back Toby.
Who's Toby?
Yeah, I don't know. Toby
Jigsaw.
Oh.
Like he was dead.
Well, yeah, he's been dead since the third movie, but this one's supposed to be a prequel.
Oh. Wasn't the last one a prequel? Spiral?
No, I think Spiral was a sequel.
Oh.
Like dealing with his legacy.
Oh.
Like a lot of them have been dealing with his legacy, but this one is bringing him back and it's going to be focused kind of after he gets. The idea is he goes to the specialized treatment center and they scam him, so he takes matters into his own hands because of that.
Is this his origin story, basically?
And they already explored his origins. His origins happened when he was in the hospital, and this mugger injured his wife and caused her to lose her pregnancy. So he develops this trap thing to kind of torture this mugger, and the trap fails, but Toby ends up killing him.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, that new Hunger Games movie is coming out.
Oh, Wonka looks good. I do.
Oh
Wonka.
yeah. I think I want to see Wonka.
I think Timothy Chalamet is going to be a perfect Wonka. I mean, he looks like he was fit for that role.
Yeah.
Awkward, tall, skinny, British.
Is he British?
I think he is.
I don't know.
I don't think he is.
I don't know anything.
You know what? I know he's American because apparently he's getting with Kylie Jenner now.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. He's
French.
He's
American
a
French.
He's from New York. He's born in Hell's Kitchen, actually.
So that is true.
Yeah, and but I did not know he had a sister who acts because she's in that show the sex lives of college girls.
Can't say I know that.
It's a good show.
All right, we're gonna move on to our last question here. MH Norris writes in and says, "What is your must-play game that's yet to be released?"
Ooh,
Mario Wonder for me.
Wait. Well, she's talking about an actual game that's been announced, right?
Yeah.
I
mean, Mario Wonder and then Assassin's Creed, but I'm waiting for a sale.
I need to look at the release list.
I'm waiting on a sale for Assassin's Creed because 3 weeks later it'll be on sale, and then it'll be on sale on Black Friday. So,
I'm going with Yakuza Infinite Wealth, or Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Metroid Prime 4.
Do not start. Do not start with me.
I'm not, because we've been going for an hour and a half. I'm not starting now. If I wanted that anger, I would have brought it up and 2 hours ago before we started recording.
I'm telling you, like Nintendo. Oh my god, come on, Nintendo.
Nintendo.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't really have an answer prepared for this one. Because in my
What about Monster Hunter Now?
That's not out yet, is it?
No,
It's
comes
coming
out in
soon.
a week or two.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I'm signed up on the early. I'm signed up for the pre-install for that. But I don't know. If the rumors are to be confirmed, are to be confirmed, like the Final Fantasy Tactics remake.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it'll be shown off in that rumored Nintendo Direct next week. Or this week.
The Direct is happening anytime between tomorrow and forever.
Yeah.
Okay, so Monster Hunter Now is in 8 days. Okay. Who knows how much time I'm going to invest in playing that? Like, I need to see how good it looks.
Yeah.
Like when it actually is here, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm sorry, I'm not prepared to answer this question.
Well, I gave 2, so I got one for you, LeRon.
Mm-hmm.
3 games total, 3 people. All right, let's get out of here. I want to thank everybody for watching and or listening to this episode of the Boss Rush Podcast. Remember, you can get this show. We changed our Patreon schedule, so you can now get the show a week early, among other freebies and perks and extras and stuff like that. LeRon, Pat, thanks for your time tonight, as always. You can follow us on Twitter and whatever else at Boss Rush Network, at Boss Rush Podcast. New episodes every Monday. Check it out. We'll see you next time. Love you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Take care.
If you want to be a Patreon producer, head on over to Patreon, patreon.com/BossRushMedia, and find out which tier is right for you. Our Patreon producers at the $5 tier or higher for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dierig, Francisco Santillan, and Rebecca Jewell. Thank you for your continued support.